What's going on, everybody? It's Mark. I'm here at Atlanta's best, Waffle House, catching up with an old friend who came with gifts and created this whole impromptu interview. Welcome back to the channel.
Fertessa Allyse.
Because I don't know what name you're going to go by.
See, I use both. Fertessa Allyse.
Okay. Welcome back to my channel, Fertessa Allyse. How was Seattle?
It's going good.
I see you back, so it's not going that great. No, I know you're just here visiting.
Yep. It's vacation.
Good. So alright, so if you guys haven't seen her interview, please go check it out before you watch this impromptu interview. But I am having breakfast with a game master. It's Black History Month. You're the first in your industry. No, not the industry, but at the company, right?
Yep.
Let's talk about that. It's Black History Month. You work at Funko, and you're the first African American woman to wait, what are you again?
A game producer.
Game producer.
Funko Games, specifically.
For Funko Games specifically. Sorry. That's huge. Like, that is huge. Like, do you understand, like, this is your month? This is for you. You should walk around with a shirt that says, I am living Black history. Well, we all should.
Yeah.
But I am living Black history. I'm the first blah, 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 and just put all that in there. Matter of fact, you should really do that. I'll buy that shirt.
I appreciate it.
I would really buy that shirt. But she's back from Seattle on vacation, and she called me up first, the first person she had to talk to outside of family. So here we are. And she came with gifts. What did you bring?
I brought my third game, Mansplaining.
Third game. That's 3. The first one was
Book of Villainy.
Book of Villainy, which I love. I love help developing that, and it's not even the same game anymore. But that's why you do product development and take time doing research and development and getting everything right, because it's a whole new game now, but it still looks fun. Still looks amazing.
Yep. That one's almost arriving.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. And what's your second game?
Wicked and Wise.
Wicked and Wise, which I have not played yet, but I definitely would like to play that. It has the word wicked in it, so it has to be good. Plus, you made it like the craft, how much effort and energy you put into making these, like, come on, like. That's insane.
If you like spades, you'll like Wicked and Wise, I think.
You made that for me. You made that for Black geeks who like spades and fantasy stuff.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna get that. But let's talk about mansplaining. We talked about it a little bit because it hasn't came out yet when we did the interview last year. Yeah. But it's officially out now.
It comes out March 1st. This is my designer copy.
I was definitely about to ask you to autograph this one for me. Oh, my heart broken. Okay.
No, it's yours.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh.
They send us a certain amount of designer copies, so I can give out however. So, this is a copy.
This is mine. I am going to put this everywhere. Hold on. But yes, you gotta sign it because I'm not gonna open it because this is gonna be the rare edition or something. And then, like, when you're a gajillionaire and you know made like 50 million board games and everything, I can be like, I was there, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay. I am happy to sign it.
All right, but yeah, let's talk about mansplaining. So where did the concept and the idea for mansplaining come from?
Actually, a friend hit me up and they were like, I would love to co-design a game with you about mansplaining, a party game, but he wasn't sure how to do that because he was a man. And it's like, feels kind of wrong to make a game about mansplaining without a woman involved. So I jumped on board and was trying to figure out how to make mansplaining funny, because when it happens, it's not. And you know, we went back and forth on what that looked like, and we actually designed the game via email, and we play tested online because pandemic hit at the time.
Good time to develop games.
Yeah. And we play tested online. There are like a bunch of online groups where we figured out how to play test board games digitally, and after a couple of tests, people were just like, I forgot I was playtesting. It just felt like I was playing a game. So we started pitching it around to publishers, and eventually somebody who played or saw us pitching was just like, I'm going to introduce you to our future publisher, and they liked it and we signed on.
So let's unpack that. First thing I want to say is you develop a game and play tested it with a bunch of groups, and they was already like, I didn't know we were playing a game. That shows how much you have grown as a game developer, for the simple fact, because it took you years to come up with Jesus, I forgot the name already. God, there you go. Oh my God, I'm so bad at this.
No, you're good.
But it took you years to come up with Bookability. They were fun years because we would play test them and like, oh, okay, you would literally sit there, tell us how to play, and just let us at it, and you meticulously take notes in that infamous notebook of yours. All right, so she so many years ago, back when we first met, she had like notebooks that she would just constantly write in, and I'm like, okay, cool, you're one of those people. I used to be one of those people. No, she takes it to a whole nother level. Like her footnotes got footnotes that had footnotes. So yeah, when you sit there and you're taking notes and you put like your mental capacity behind something, you come up with amazing things. Like, oh my God, it broke my heart you moved to Seattle. It broke my heart you moved to that god-awful city.
It was for my betterment.
But luckily you come to Atlanta and it looks just like Seattle. So I'm sure, no, less wet, more wet?
Right now it's more wet, but...
Oh, okay. But anyway, getting back to the game development. But yes, This is what happens when you try to catch up with friends and conduct a professional interview in Atlanta's best restaurant ever. It goes off the rails.
Yeah.
But okay, so mansplaining. Because I'm sitting here laughing as you're talking about, like, there's going to be a point where I mansplain something and I did it by accident as I'm sitting here looking at it. So why don't you explain the basic rules of mansplaining and why people are finding it to be so interesting?
Yeah, well, it's a game that you can teach in like 1-2 minutes. There are 2 different decks. There's a topic deck and then there's a detail word deck. I'll pick a topic, let's say how to tie your shoe, and then I pick 4 detail words, which could be astronaut, pie, princess, and aardvark. You have 60 seconds to explain how to tie your shoe while slipping in those 4 words. And the people listening to you, you want them to guess what your topic is, the how to tie your shoe. You don't want them to guess what those 4 words you slipped in. So then you kind of got to weave a story. And when you're ready, you start off with, well, actually, and then you go into whatever, like, well, actually, this is a thing that you do, and you can't be too pretty about it like a little princess on the hill. You have to figure out how to put one foot in front of the other and do it without falling, okay? So this isn't something where you're out there walking, you trip over something like an aardvark or a zebra. No, this is something that is your own doing because you forgot to put together the 2 ribbons at the bottom of your shoes and put them in a beautiful bow, okay? This isn't astronaut science. This is something that you learn from kindergarten. But if you don't do it, you're gonna trip and fall flat on your face. Do you understand? And then the person has to, or the audience has to guess what those 4 words are, what they think the topic is, and then you get points based off of that. The end.
Okay, that actually sounds like it's gonna be heck of fun. So I remember in the last interview we did that you had a very interesting marketing campaign experience behind this. Let's talk about that because I'm sure it's gotten either worse or better, but both in comical ways that I cannot wait for you to tell me.
The marketing plan for mansplaining?
Yes.
Honestly, because it's with the publisher now, it's out of my hands. I'm very curious as to what they do. They're sending it out to a bunch of people, and hopefully all of those people are gonna like pick it up and decide to promote it. but I don't remember what my personal marketing plan was for mansplaining.
Okay, so I remember you was telling me that you would like try to get reviews or people will comment about the game online.
Yeah.
And it was a bunch of men, mostly men, who's like, mansplaining, this is the dumbest game ever. And I was like, that's your marketing campaign. When this goes public, the commercial needs to be just available now and a bunch of men just explaining why this is dumb. Jeez, you'll be a gazillionaire.
I think that was your commercial idea.
But hey, take it and go be a gazillionaire.
I would love to be a gazillionaire. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be out there enough, and there are going to be people angry enough, so.
I'm sure there's people angry enough now.
Yeah.
What should the title of this video be called? Mansplaining the game. There you go.
Yep. There you go.
Right there.
There you go.
So what's next? What is next? You're about to. First of all, you said it's about to release? When does it release?
March 1st.
March 1st.
Yep.
And is it going to be like online only, or is it going to be like in retail stores?
For the first wave, it's going to be online only because of the pandemic. Retail stores are harder, but the second wave, they wanted to get into retail.
Okay. That's
So
good.
you can find it on the Breaking Games website, and I believe they're also making it available on Amazon.
Okay, I will try my best to put links in the description. I'm not good with that, but links will probably be in the description. Another thing, what has been your most memorable experience about making this particular game?
The most memorable experience is probably, it was my very first time doing a co-design. For my first two games, I did them all by myself. And then for the second time was my first time having to collaborate with a person. And that was like, that takes a different set of skills. So it was very interesting, like professionally figuring out who takes on what role when one person takes on the burden because the other can't, and vice versa. And then like how you share that shine whenever things go well. So it's been very interesting being able to have each other's backs and stuff like that.
That's good. Now, your co-partner who helped you develop this game is a male.
Yep.
Has he had to mansplain things to you while making this game?
He has not.
Okay.
He's been very good about that.
Okay. Because, like, this is how deep misogyny is, because in my mind, I'm like, it has to happen by accident, right? No, it's a deliberate thing.
No, he's actually read a book on mansplaining.
Okay. Okay.
He's very conscious of it. But no, he's another Atlanta designer. And we both kind of started designing at the same time. So.
Okay, that's good. That's really good.
And he's a teacher, so.
Makes sense. Makes so much sense now. So what is next? You have mansplaining. You have two other games. You have technically another game, the Grinch, the card game, which I have. I own it.
I think I have like 12 games now.
Yeah, so stop lying. You got like 15,000 games out and you're just being all humble and nice. Like, stop. All the links to all the games will be in the description eventually. But you gotta have another great game in you somewhere.
Oh yeah, they all go into Funko.
Okay, so I'm assuming MDAs have been signed and that's the end of that. All right. Well, that's the end of the interview. No, I'm joking. All right, but seriously, like, is there something you want to develop just for yourself outside of Funko, outside of working with other publishers, now that you have like almost 10 years experience developing and designing games now at this point, 8 years, probably more because you've been working on that.
2017, not even that long.
I'm going back from when you first mentioned you was making a board game, when we was sitting there making educational videos.
2017.
That was 2017? I thought that was 2014.
I documented it. 2017.
Okay, so you got 5 years, 6 years of making games. Do you want to keep sticking with publishers and investors, or do you want to try another, say, self-endeavor?
So the thing about working for like a bigger company is you have non-compete. So that's not an avenue for me right now. But I'm totally happy to be doing that because I got a consistent paycheck and I enjoy where I work. It's a dream job, honestly. So as far as personal projects, I got nothing in the works because all of my ideas go to my current company. But, you know, I hope when I'm 80, I'm still making board games, and probably I'll be making them for me, but I'll just be happy if I'm putting out board games in this world.
I can just imagine like some of the kooky ideas you have, because you're a heavy reader and you're a huge nerd. Oh my God, I just remember that one time you told me you had got the job doing medical coding or whatever. And he was like, yeah, I got this job and I love it. All I do is read medical stuff all day. And I was like, who enjoys reading medical stuff and they're not a doctor? That's crazy. So outside of developing games, you have also been showcasing these games and going to different conventions and conferences and things, and I guess turning over the seedy underbelly of the tabletop gaming industry. How has that been so far?
Pretty good. I get to travel around. I mean, less because of the pandemic, but it got me out of the state initially before I moved to Seattle, and let me kind of see how other people were living, see how the game industry was thriving, because whenever I was in Atlanta, I had a lot less board gaming friends versus...
Well, hold on. I'm going to put a pin in that, because I'm a tabletop gamer myself, and I'm sure you knew that at the time.
That's still infinitely less.
Okay, okay, all right, fine. I'll let you have that. You do work at a tabletop gaming company, so it makes sense that you have more. But don't sleep on me, because I was there from day one. No, I'm just joking. I know.
I would say in my personal circle,
it was
I
like
had
me.
you, and I had my two other friends that I could consistently play. I had some like friends who played to support me, absolutely, to support my games, but that were like just gamers in their downtime,